Happy Hanukkah to you all, and welcome to NLTV Season 2, Episode 13, the final one of this season. Right. As next week and the week after, we will be on our winter festival break, we'll call it.
Hanukkah, well, yes.
Well, no, Hanukkah's now.
Post-Hanukkah,
yeah.
That's right.
Post-Hanukkah winter break, Christmas. So, yes, we've had a good run. We've met lots of people in the community. We'll be meeting more tonight. Two couples from our community are making Aliyah to Eretz Israel this week. Hilary and Meyer Pearlman and Susan and David Liu. We will be meeting the Pearlmans. Both couples very active in our community, very valued members who we will miss. You're all valued, by the way. And we
no
also
preference.
go... No preferences. And
we will miss them.
Of course we'll miss them. They're really both, they've given a lot to the community in terms of shiurim,
daily
minyanim, sorting out the library and other volunteering, which they don't want people to know, but they do a lot behind the scenes, or they've done a lot behind the scenes. And Hilary did a lot for Emunah. She actually told me off camera that she's carrying that on because it's all on Zoom anyway, so even while they're in Israel, she's going to carry on doing her
so COVID was what was worth one thing, you know. It's like I know it stopped a lot of them coming back to shul, but at least they're able to
do
these
sort of things
activities.
are carrying on.
Right.
I mean, we've made the most of it because like, we've done the bar mitzvah program and things like that. We've had speakers from around the world because they're anyway not coming in. So what's the difference if you're in your office in New York, Australia, or New Zealand, or in the shul?
That's right.
We also meet Stephen Neerkin, who will talk, our own vice chair of the shul, who
co-vice chair as he points out.
Yes, together with Catherine Isaacs,
who is also a women's officer role. Yeah. She has 2 roles.
And we're talking about HGSS Connections, job search for young people. And we go and meet our member in his office, his place of work, Adam Zeitlin, who did a lot of catering for us in those days. Remember, we used to have a lot of parties here. So now he's done a takeaway service, Deliveroo and catering at home. And we go and see where all that magic happens. And this is not on camera. He gave me some samples to take home. So
there you go.
Kids loved it. So
Excellent.
Did I. We've got more in the freezer. So it's well worth visiting there.
Beautiful.
So yes, Rabbanit, how's?
So we had it's already the 5th night. It's unbelievable.
It always goes fast,
It's
Hanukkah.
very fast. And
it's only 8 days, but it goes down really quickly, you know.
Yeah, but last night we had a first event, you know, back in shul for the children, for families.
It was so nice.
It was really nice.
In shul yesterday, we had a Vromi singing, we had a magician, we had Rav Mo Friedman with the Oni Shine doing their single Hanukkah rap. That was good fun.
Yeah, it was good fun. Yeah, I mean, for people who were in the show, really enjoyed it. We apologize for the technical
it was live streamed and it'll be on our Facebook page now, but the sound was not great, so apologize for that.
Apologies for that, but and also Nick Einhorn couldn't be on camera, so you know the magician he blew our minds out. That was like
he was I don't know how how do you do that?
Right.
But he didn't want to be on camera, which is fair enough. And I think if you're on camera, you're going to start looking exactly how did he do it again.
And he brought light, he brought magic,
he did.
So it was wonderful.
Good fun. And it was nice to see people back in shul. Hopefully next time we'll get even more people, and you know things are beginning to look up. It's a long journey ahead, but we'll get there. Mirat Hashem.
Absolutely, and you know, talking about that hope, we had a beautiful
The Science of Hope here with Professor
Science of
Korn.
Hope, the first night of Hanukkah with Avrami as well singing, and it was I think it brought attention, you know, to this whole concept, and
the science behind it is quite interesting. I love this sort of thing.
So we're looking forward to having the workshops around that. I mean, it's interesting, you know, people, like I said, people just want hope, but they don't know they don't realize that it's a skill that you can learn.
Of course.
To appreciate, you have a goal, know that there are going to be obstacles, but you're going to get through it, and especially during this time during COVID, I think we definitely need that help and guidance to be able to.
Well, hope has always been the one thing that's kept us going through our dark history, through the dark times in our rich history.
That's right.
Hope was always sort of the last thing to go, if it ever went at all.
That's for sure. It's the faith, the hope, and like I said, you know, Rabbi Sachs quote, hope is about coming together and having that hope, and so that's a real key. As the community that we're in.
There's a communal hope and an individual as well. Yeah.
but the fact that we come together and bring hope is really the key. And on that note, you know, we're happy to meet Stephen Neerkin, who brings hope as well to the community through HGSS Connections. Let's hear more about what it's all about.
Good evening, Vice Chair of Norris Lee, Stephen Neerkin. We are here. Where are we?
We're in the shed. The famous Stephen Neerkin cigar shed is where we are.
Well, you mean this is no longer a secret? You've let it out. I mean, everybody now has been in the shed.
Everybody has been in the shed. This is it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Although I think half our community has already been in here anyway, to be perfectly honest with you.
But it is, I see on the wall, it's a man cave. So is that what you mean by half?
It's a man cave until my wife decides she wants to come down and shout at me, at which point it becomes her cave. But at the moment, it's my man cave, yeah, very much so.
Wonderful. Well, we're here tonight to talk about a new initiative. And Yashikoach to you, Stephen. In amongst all of the darkness, you've managed to find some light and create some light. Tell us about HGSS Connections.
Thank you very much. Well, actually, I can take no credit for this whatsoever. All we're actually doing is relaunching a fantastic initiative that was set up by one of our members, Jeff Durkin, back in 2008 during the financial crisis. He set something up called Job Shidduch, which was basically something that we wanted to offer the community who'd been affected by the financial crisis, perhaps had had trouble with their business or had lost their jobs and were looking for help. And due to the fact that we are now in unprecedented times, and if we all had a pound for the amount of times we'd heard that phrase, we'd all be incredibly rich. But none of us, no matter how old or how experienced we are, will ever have experienced something like this in our business life. And we're going to have a lot of people who are either seeing their businesses struggle, or who have lost their jobs, or who are young and are struggling to find jobs. So with the help of Jeff and with his permission, we have now relaunched Job Shidduch under the name of HGSS Connections, and we're hoping that the community will have no use for it whatsoever.
Oh, man.
But unfortunately, I have a feeling that it could be incredibly busy. And you know, we're going to offer numerous different services, and depending on what people require, they'll be able to log on and select whatever it is that appeals to them.
Well, I think you and I both know that we can wish and hope, but we know of people who are already struggling in the community, particularly amongst young people who haven't even managed to get a foothold in the workplace, in the job market. So tell us basics. What is it? I know there's some work that you're doing together with Work Avenue.
Yeah.
So take us to the beginning. Obviously, the beginning of the story is Job Shidduch, but what does it look like, and day to day, how does HGSS Connections actually take place?
Sure. So it's a three-pronged website as such. The first thing we have is a mentoring facility. This is something that is headed up by Jeff. He has rung round all his old friends who helped him during the Job Shidduch days. And these are experienced people who know how to speak to people on a confidential basis. Everything that will be discussed with them will be kept between the people having the conversation. They are not there to give professional advice. They are there to use their experience to act as a sounding board, to perhaps allow people to think aloud, to say, well, I was thinking of doing this. What do you know, so there's no, occasionally you're afraid to come up with a good idea because someone might turn around and go, that's rubbish. Here you've got someone who's prepared to sit with you, perhaps offer you a little bit of advice and say, well, this is what I did. Right. Perhaps it will apply to you. The next thing we want to offer is some
So let me stop you there. So Jeff has called around his friends to get these mentors. What if, can somebody sign up and become a mentor?
Very much so. And what we'll do is at the end of this, or along the bottom of the screen, you will see both the website address and also the email address on which you can contact us on. But, you know, Jeff and his team, they are all extremely qualified, having done this already. They know exactly what it is they need to offer. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of people who will benefit from speaking to them without a shadow of a doubt. Now, you mentioned also the younger members of our community. And we're looking to do something specifically for them as well. For anyone who's been in business a long time, you know that there's no substitution for experience. So what we really would like to do is get as many employers out there to offer work experience for people just leaving university or who have perhaps graduated and haven't been able to find jobs. First of all, so they can get first-hand experience of working in a specific industry, but also to allow them to place that experience on their CV, which hopefully will make them more attractive to prospective employers. And the final thing that we're offering is an actual jobs board. Now, the jobs board will actually be split into 3 sections. One of those sections will apply to graduates or people who have graduated in the last 2 or 3 years. The second section will apply to people who have been working between 3 and 5 years. And the last section is for people with greater amounts of experience. We fully appreciate if people are going to trust us enough to allow us to advertise jobs on behalf of their companies, that it is essential that we make sure the right applicant goes to the right job. So we're going to put everything on the website in different sections, allowing people, first of all, to ensure that their job is listed in the right place, and also that the right people go to those sections of the website. So what we're really looking to do here is we're looking to offer mentoring, we're looking to offer people experience, and please God, give people the opportunity to perhaps find a new job and allow themselves to start earning a living again.
Well, that's really incredible and admirable of you to be doing this. So practically, are you the hands-on person who is the go-between, or how does that work?
Part of it, yes. I think they need somebody a little bit more discreet than me with regards to the mentoring. So my wife has always maintained that I can keep for a secret for all of about 7 minutes. So Jeff has very kindly agreed to take that section on. He's far more discreet and professional than I am. But with regards to the website, it will be myself and Jeff. The website is locked, because as much as we would like to help absolutely everybody, this is very much a demand and supply type market. So the demand, I believe, unfortunately, is going to be there, but we are going to be relying on our members and friends of our members and family of our members to actually offer up these opportunities to the people in our community. And on the basis that I can't imagine that supply is going to outweigh demand, to begin off with, this is going to be for our members and our members only. Right. So what you have to do is you need to go to the website, you need to register. We will then send you a password, and then you will be able to enter the site. The reason why we're doing this is so we can soft launch the site to the members now and say, please contact us if you are able to either act as a mentor, offer work experience to someone who is either close to graduating, is about to graduate, or has graduated, or if you are able to offer any job opportunities. And I mean any job opportunities. You know, unfortunately, when it comes to matters like this, there is no room for pride, you know, and somebody who is desperate to earn a living is never going to turn around to you and go, that's beneath me.
Right.
You know, a starving person will take the garbage, you know, the food out the garbage can. So please, doesn't matter what kind of job it is. If you have a job that you're prepared to pay an honest wage for, and you're prepared to allow us to advertise it to our members, please don't be shy, because it could be making a huge difference into the life of a person and their family as well.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Stephen, you know, for endeavouring to make these connections and embarking on this important initiative, and for everything you do as the vice chair of the show and
co-vice chair. Don't forget, I'm only co-vice chair.
And your commitment to the show over so many years. I'm going to go a little off script now, just for a moment, while we are talking about jobs. Tell us about your very first job.
My very first job was when I was a teenager. And my parents had a friend who ran a delicatessen in Stanmore, and I wanted a pair of Nike trainers. And my parents were like, well, if you want a pair of Nike trainers, you can go out and earn the money to pay for those trainers. So I got a job working in a delicatessen in Stanmore. I got up every Sunday morning. I think it was only about 13 or 14. And I would take the bus up there at 6:30 in the morning to make sure that all the bagels were unpacked and the smoked salmon was looking great. And yeah, I used to work there every Sunday morning, and that was very much my first job. And
no doubt that's created the work ethic that you have today. I mean, I know you were telling me just before we went live that, you know, if in the current job climate, if you have to be, not just chief, but chief cook and bottle washer for your businesses, then so be it. It's about rolling up your sleeves and doing what needs to be done.
Talent is great, and I'm very envious of people who are talented. But at the end of the day, I honestly believe nothing is better than tenacity. Right. And sometimes, as my father, who is a much wiser man than me, says, there is a time for work and then there is a time for graft. And at the moment, we're in a period of time where people need to graft. There's nothing easy at the moment. And thank God, some of us have got it easier than others, but there are a lot of people out there who are really, really struggling. And this is the time when we as a community have the opportunity to help them. And please God, we'll be able to do so.
Well, thank you. Thank you for this initiative, and thank you for making it happen, and the important message you're giving to our youngsters about hard work and doing what needs to be done.
It's really amazing what Stephen's doing, along with Jeff Durkin and the team. It's not only about the young people, it's about any age.
Sure.
We haven't seen really the crux of what COVID has done economically and socially.
The long-term effect, yeah, sure.
So it's wonderful that our community is coming together to help in any way. So if you need a mentor, if you want to be a mentor, if you need some help, it's all confidential. It's all through Jeff Durkin and his website. And please do get in touch if you need any further information. Thank you.
Yep. So should we meet the Pearlmans?
Yes. When we first came, Mayor was unbelievable, to us, right away offering to take the kids out on trips when, as we were trying to juggle the meetings and all that, really gave himself. And I know it wasn't just to me, it's like you say, he does so much for the community. Really always a guy you can count on.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, once I was supposed to be officiating at a shiva, but we had another communal emergency that night. And the Rabbi Friedman was doing a different show. I don't know what to do. I rang Mayor, of course. Right, no questions asked. Give me the details, I'll be there. Both very communal and shul-minded. But I do apologise in advance for the background noise. It was unavoidable, unfortunately, so you'll have to listen carefully. If you don't hear it, just wish them well, and all should work out well. So let's go to Kingsley Close. Okay, so here we are with Meyer and Hilary Pearlman outside 12 Kingsley Close, but not for much longer because they are now off to Israel. So when did you decide to go?
Oh, a long time ago. A long time ago.
Yeah, Matt's always wanted to go.
So was this always your plan?
Maybe not in the very beginning of our marriage, but further on, yes.
Right,
especially once two of the children.
Oh, you've got children living there, right. So how long have you been here at the suburb?
22 years. Together, 22 years.
22 years, and before that, of course, Sunderland.
In I was in Sunderland for 23 years, 22 years.
And were you brought up in Sunderland?
I was brought up in Sunderland. I was born in Sunderland.
You see, well, that's why they're so nice. Northerners, northeast.
I'm not a northern.
But it's had an influence, And you were in the catering business there, weren't you?
I did do some catering with my sister Shirley. Yes,
and did you keep that up here while you were here?
Not professionally.
Right, okay. But you've got a name as a good chef. A speciality chef with the gluten-free and...
Well, that's quite a recent thing that I've had to adapt to for now.
So where will you be moving to in Israel?
We have an apartment in Yerushalayim. In
Jerusalem. And whereabouts?
It's off Hamek Refaim.
Oh yes, oh there's a kosher pizza hut there.
Right? There is.
There's
a kosher everything there.
Yeah. Oh lovely.
Including a dentist and a doctor.
A kosher dentist. We've got that here. Yeah.
Yep.
Around the corner. So how would you feel about leaving the suburb after all this time, especially since you were brought up here?
Yes, well, I've already left once already, and I suppose, yes, it's exciting but apprehensive.
Apprehensive, yeah.
It's a new beginning for something.
A new beginning. But you'll take to it. I can just see you there, Mayor, go into your new shul, give it 3 weeks, you'll be the warden there.
Not a chance.
No way.
I promise you, not a chance.
Because you've both been so in such an integral part of the shul here. I mean, I've only been here myself 2 years, but I've seen how involved you were, you know, attending all the shiurim, all the minyanim, and what people don't know is so many things behind the scenes as well, helping out with shivers, and really valuable members to our community, and a lot goes on behind the scenes. It must be in your family as well, because
Well, yes.
Bernard.
Yeah, I mean, from the very beginning, the shul in Woodside Park, regular services started in my parents' house
As a
during
shul,
the war, because there
wow.
wasn't a shul on a weekly basis in Woodside Park during the war. And it started in the
So you've always been your whole family been very shul orientated.
That's basically so.
Yeah. So have you got a shul that you know you want to go to there?
Yes, indeed we have.
English speaking?
Some people speak English,
Okay.
some people speak Russian,
Oh yeah?
some people speak French, and one or two of them can speak a bit.
Okay. And what's your Ivrit like?
Very, not very.
Not very good. Do you think you'll improve?
Hopefully.
Enough to argue with the taxi driver?
That's, I won't pay you, is international.
International, yeah. Yeah, maybe Balagandi. You're not Balagandi, yeah?
Absolutely.
So how did all the packing go and everything?
Yes. A bit traumatic at times.
Was it?
Well, I had a daughter that's saying, why are we keeping her?
Why are you keeping that? Yeah. I know, because every time you move, you're sorting stuff out.
Absolutely. You have to be a bit ruthless.
Yeah, we've had that because we moved quite a few times, and sometimes we lived in one place for 4 years and we didn't really fully unpack. I thought, you know, if it's been in a box for 4 years, I obviously don't need it.
That's right.
Lobbed it out, you know.
Well, we already
I hide it. Ooh.
we already decluttered once already, had a move for some reason.
Yeah.
But then it's amazing how much you
Oh, you
gather
accumulate,
in
yeah.
22
so,
years.
Exactly.
And also we already have quite a household already in Israel.
So you're pretty well
So
equipped there.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have to sort of get in there. And there are things that you get attached to, and you cannot just throw out the memories
Of course.
of everything. There are certain things that just have to go with you because they're part of your life.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh,
Plus
amazing.
all the photographs which I have to be a bit ruthless about.
Well, you can digitise them.
Well,
Not
yes
in
and
the quantity
no.
that we have.
Oh,
You
okay.
see, I inherited all the photographs from my parents' house, but Bob were living in our house at my parents' house from the day my parents got married. So I also inherited all the car photographs. So some of them were duplicates, a lot of them
It's a lot of sorting. A lot of very time consuming.
Yes, but quite interesting to do.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Well, I just want to wish you on behalf of the entire community here, first of all, thank you for the service you've given us over the past 22 years.
And I've gained more than I've given.
Listen, it's a lovely place to live. Thanks for
It is.
It was a wonderful place to grow up.
Yeah.
We have the most amazing youth. When I was at youth service, it was the place to be. Every Simchat Torah was just, everybody came from everywhere to be in Norris for Simchat Torah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, well, nothing's changed.
Yes, COVID has.
Yeah, COVID. Yeah, that's sort of. Did COVID-19 make a difference to your moving plans?
Yes.
Yes,
yes.
we're a bit delayed.
Oh, you were
should
going to
have
go
gone
sooner?
A bit sooner,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah. And would you have to be in isolation? Would you be good
Yes.
when you get there?
We do for 14 days or 12 days if we take a couple of tests.
Well, and if you need 2 days desperately, you might do that. So look, September Shalom, and everything should go with Mazel and Bracha, and also we'll keep in touch. I've got your number. I've got your Israeli number.
Yes, I can put that on WhatsApp.
Wonderful, and thank you very much, and say goodbye to the community.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for everything you've done for us.
We wish the Pearlmans Nasiya Tova. They should go with Hatzlacha, and I'm sure they'll be back for a visit. And as well as you said, Susan and David Lou.
Susan and David Lou, we're not meeting them on camera, but we wish you L'chaim L'shalom, Tzlacha Rabbah in Israel.
They're going home. It's wonderful.
Yeah, but
Very
they're going to be back more often, a few months a year, where a warm welcome awaits you. All of you here at the shul.
So I know you're a big foodie, Rabbi.
Oh, we all have a bit of food,
That's why I
don't
didn't
we?
want to mess with you, and I'd let you go. I said I'm not going to go and try to the MyKoCo. So it's
I really enjoyed that visit.
my
as you'll
kosher
see.
company. So
Yeah, it was good to see, you know, where it all happens. and great food, and available. They're available in Beckham's round the corner, 24/7, literally. You can get your kosher food, stick in the oven, and you've got a nice catered dinner waiting for you.
Beautiful. Well, let's go over and meet
See where
Adam.
it all happened. So you're joining us here today at the headquarters of MyKoCo. Beautiful, kosher, ready-made meals, and we're going to meet CEO Adam Zeitlin.
Hi there.
Hello, Adam. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for coming to see us today.
Good. Well, it's lovely to see you. So how long have you been operating in these premises?
So we actually took these premises over from Charette Caterers back in 2009 and launched Zeitlin & Co out of here and ran Zeitlin & Co for here for a decade, which we closed at the end of September last year.
Yes, you've been here for a long time.
Been here for a long time. We find it's really useful. It's very well located, easy to get into town, up north. It works really well for us, and having Sainsbury's at the end of the road is perfect, just in case we need to pick something up.
Marvelous. So all your catering stuff was done here?
Yeah.
All the cooking was done
all
here?
All our events were run out of here. We ran out maybe between 90 and 100 events out of here at per year, and sort of the maximum chefs we had in here at once were around 35 chefs. And as we
all in here, 35 chefs?
All in here. And as you see when we walk around, it's not a big space to have 35 chefs.
Wow, and I'm sure many people watching here this evening will have tasted some of the delicious food that's come up here. You've done many functions in the shul.
Indeed.
Been to many of your bar mitzvahs, and it's been marvellous.
It's been fantastic working in Norrisley Shul. I still say that's one of the best shuls to work in London, and the access, the team, Mark, everyone there are just so great to work with.
Great team, and good facilities in our kitchen as well.
Great facilities, always clean. It's very well prepared, and everyone there we've ever done a function with has been fantastic.
Marvellous. Oh, that's good. Well,
little plug for Norrisley Shul.
Come back
soon. But obviously we closed Zeitlin & Co at the end of September last year because I'd been running for 10 years, and to be honest, I felt I needed to give a little bit back more to my family and be there for them.
Right.
So I decided to basically turn the key. I decided to close in September last year, return all the deposits, pay all my suppliers, and basically take a couple of months off to be with the family. And during that period, I sort of came up with the idea of MyKoCo, my kosher company.
And you still kept this place open?
I kept this place open, but I was renting out to different caterers, different companies who were coming and doing testing products, just to keep things going. But I always wanted to keep, my passion is food, and it being within the community, being kosher food. Yeah. And that everyone was just say during functions that, why can't you get catering quality food at home? And sort of I can now say, you can. MyKoCo provides that. Basically anything you could have ever tasted at any of our function, anything you could have tasted at any restaurants around the world, we are now trying to supply at home. We're supplying now the millennial food. We want people to be able to get the canapes at home, the short ribs, the pies, the spring rolls, absolutely everything that you see out there.
My mouth is watering as you're speaking.
We're here to supply service. We're here to be the kosher food brand of the future. There's never really been a major food brand that you can walk into a normal supermarket and pick off the shelves and have for dinner that evening. And that nowadays, a lot of my friends, companions, work colleagues, all our wives work, and they come home at night, and to spend an hour away from the kids and your husband cooking it's hard. So now we're trying to avoid that, where you can say you come home, pop our food in the oven, 30 minutes later you've got a fantastic meal, but also you haven't lost time with your family during that evening as well.
Marvellous. Are they expensive?
No, prices range from I think around $4.95, and I think our most expensive product is our half crispy duck, which is around $22.95.
Fair enough. You'd pay more than that in a restaurant.
Yes, definitely. But again, obviously you have to reheat it, but I would probably say that the quality that you find at the end of the day is better than you'd find in most restaurants.
Amazing. So you cook it fresh here, freeze it, and then sell it in the freezers at the retailers?
Indeed. We deliver around within the N25 every Tuesdays and Thursdays, but currently we are stocked in Hadar, Tepuach, Beckham's, Flax's, Kosher Deli, and Beckham's within the marketplace.
Marvellous. You can't get more local than that. Open 24/7.
24/7, and they deliver on Deliveroo.
Marvellous. Oh, well, what's not tonight? So should we go and have a look at what's going on in there?
Love to show you around.
So this is the freezer then?
This is the freezer, minus 19, but this is where all our goods come when they're ready either to be sent out or ready to go for shops. We've got loads of different things, so this is a new product, meat chillants.
Nice.
Full references on the back, all reheating instructions. We also do things like meat lasagnas, with all the Pariv cheese, things that we've always wished that we can get.
On there. Oh, delicious. You see, I love that, but it's not something I'd ever make at home.
Oh,
mind you, the wife does.
It's something that you should definitely try. And then our sausage rolls, made with turkey and beef, just superb. And we're really aiming to offer things that you just can't find on the market. Sliced salt beef, ancho brisket, a whole selection of different things. And then we have different packaging going out to our retail market.
Very nice packaging.
Guys, please follow into the kitchen. We'll see hopefully what the chefs are doing, if anything.
What do you mean, if anything?
If anything, have to decide. We've got a little bit of equipment out because we've got actually a photo shoot today for the new brand MyKoCo, which is on Deliveroo. So you'll be able to see all the pictures online shortly. And this is where the magic happens, as they would say. We've got Menachem Rabin, sous chef, Phil Constable,
Nice.
head chef.
So these are your spring rolls?
Duck spring rolls
Nice.
being made for MyKoCo. So this is actually something we did recently for the Shalva event, but we've actually decided to add it onto the menu, where it's a miso glazed lamb shanks, which will be available online as of next week.
Wow. That's nice.
As I explained, Phil and Menachem and I have been together, I think, for 9 years. Menachem started here when he was 17, 15, apologies.
Well, he looks like he knows what he's doing.
He does. He now holds a kashrus license and he's a shoma for the premises as well.
Oh, fantastic. So it's all kosher, you're saying?
Sometimes.
That is really amazing. You know, here's a guy who had to innovate and to meet his lifestyle, right? I mean, he said it was interesting. Realized that he wanted to spend more time with his kids and said, okay, how can I make my company more family
And he made these changes
friendly.
actually before COVID.
Before COVID,
But it
yeah.
was just in time because he was saying, he was saying just before Pesach, when there were so many people who never really made a full Yom Tov before, or they want to either go to the children or to hotels or whatever, and they're stuck here. He was there to help them, and he had to shut his website down because it was inundated with orders and requests.
Talk about mazel, yeah.
Yeah, we got that in the nick of time, and you can get your sushi on Deliveroo. So I haven't tried that one yet, but it's on my list.
Wonderful. Okay.
I look forward to trying that.
And right here in Beckham's, like you said, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Just down, we're very blessed.
He even gave me a secret recipe for his chili mayo.
Oh.
I can't
But
tell
you-
you. I can't tell you. I'm sorry.
Okay.
As the magician said yesterday, he said, "Any questions so far?" Someone goes, "Yeah, how'd you do it?" He said, "Well, I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you." So she goes, "All right, can you tell my husband then?" Yeah. I thought that was quite funny.
It was. Very well. All right, so these are wonderful things to look forward to. And
Yeah, so we wish you all a happy Hanukkah, freilich and lichtige Hanukkah, Hanukkah Sameach. There you go, all the languages in there. And we look forward to reconvening in January. Let's hope 2021 will be a better year for the whole world, the ganze Welt. And have a good break.
and you know, I just wanted to let the viewers know that I found, you remember I talked about last week about the box that most of you who, I hope that everybody had received it by now, but there was one that got delivered that was a sample that had Joey's Bencher. And I found the person who had it. It was a miracle.
Oh, from watching Norris Lee TV?
Yeah, she was watching, she came to my shir, and it was Frances Martin who received it. She's like, oh, I got Joey's Bencher. I was wondering why it said 2017
An
on it.
avid watcher. We're very proud of you.
So yeah, there you go.
A shout out to Frances.
So
We got
a
another
miracle,
response.
how would I have found that box amongst 1,100?
That's very clever.
It was just
We've got to
unbelievable.
make the most of the tools that are available to us.
That's
I
right.
also mentioned last week that I'd love to do a community trip to Dubai, if anybody knows anything.
Yes.
And a travel company got in touch with us.
Of
So
course.
there you go.
Does want the business.
So watch this space.
All right, we're going to have to start advertising here.
Yeah, we can start charging.
We have to charge you for advertising, that's right. Anyway, we look forward to celebrating on Thursday with the community for the Bat Mitzvah, and please God, and see you in January online.
And Mazel Tov on behalf of everyone to the Friedman for Jeremy Anna's Bat Mitzvah. We look forward to celebrating.
Thank you very
Really
much.
excited for
Hopefully
that.
there won't be any technological issues, but
Well, I'm going to hopefully be here in person.
person, exactly. So that's right.
All right. Chanukah Sameach.